Welcome Rinpoche, welcome Matthieu, welcome everyone. Thanks for being here tonight. Welcome to everyone who are watching us online, streaming. Thanks for the Toga community, which has been working very hard to organize this event. Thanks for the Minor Life Europe Institute for co-sponsoring this event. My name is Antoine Lutz. I'm a scientist, a neuroscientist working in Lyon. And it has been my great privilege and joy and honor to collaborate and work with Matthieu and Rinpoche over the last 2 decades to investigate the impact of meditation on the brain and the body.
It's not collaboration with guinea pigs. Meditation.
So, as you probably know, their involvement and very deep and generous support for this scientific research has been extremely beneficial, I think, and has really have a deep impact on society. So I'm extremely grateful. And when I read Rinpoche's new book, In Love with the World, I was extremely moved as a scientist because I realized that it's not only a very profound and deep spiritual teaching, it's also a very provocative, inspiring invitation for neuroscientists and for society as a whole to reflect and investigate the meaning of death and its profound implication for our life. So without further ado, I invite you to welcome warmly Mingyur Rinpoche and Matthieu Ricard.
Thank you, Antoine. So my role here is humbly to ask some question to Rinpoche about some salient point of his book and ask him to enlighten us with his answer and teachings and testimony. But I think before everything, since Rinpoche's life from his very early age has been dedicated to actual experience and direct practice, so before we activate the blah blah of the neuron, maybe Rinpoche, you could lead us in a meditation.
Thank you, Matthieu. Can you hear me? So, this book is about the Bardo. So, Bardo meaning gap, intermediate, space, freedom in between, you know. So, normally, when we talk about the freedom, there's a two freedom. One is horizontal, one is vertical. Do you know that?
No.
Nobody knows? This is a new term. I just come up, you know.
Vertical freedom.
Because normally when we think about the meditation, it's the gap in between, space in between, you know. Horizontal meaning from right to left. So no concept. Peace. Openness. So we don't want bala 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 yada yada yada. So if there's no bala bala yada yada, or I'm free from bala bala yada yada. So there's a horizontal gap in between, right? But actually, not only that, there's a vertical. Vertical meaning you can have bala bala yada yada yada. You don't need to remove bala bala yada yada, but you can free from bala bala yada yada also, together. So that is the very important point. So how to do that? I don't know. How to do that? First, we will try to practice one simple meditation practice together. So what we call the essence of meditation is awareness. You know awareness? How to say awareness in French?
Présence éveillée.
Présence civilian.
Oui.
So, meaning is knowing. Knows. Similar as consciousness. In this way. So, how many of you can see my hand? Raise your hand. That is awareness. Very easy, right? You knows my hand. The eyes, mind together be with my hand. So that is the meditation. Very easy. So we will do one simple meditation together. First, please keep your spine loosely straight and touch both of your feet to the ground. My feet is a little bit short, cannot touch. You're okay. Okay. Now, please close your eyes. And first, feel your body. And relax muscles in your body. Just let it be. Relax muscles in your head, face, neck, shoulders, back, chest, stomach, arms, and legs. If you cannot relax, okay. Allow that you cannot relax. When you know you cannot relax and you allow that, that means you are relaxing. So, relax, okay? Not relax, also okay. And if you don't know you're relaxing or not, also okay. So, whatever happens, okay. Just be with that. So the being is the awareness. Now please listen to the sound. Now, please listen to any sound. Sound of the air condition, coughing, if there's people who are watching online, if you have neighbors making sound or traffic or sound from the bird, any sound is okay. Now, please open your eyes and continue. Just rest your mind without particular focus. Okay. How was it? Easy or no? So, how many of you like this meditation? Raise your hand. And how many of you don't like? Raise your hand. Sure? Nobody? If you don't like, also okay. Allow that you don't like, Be with the dislike feeling. So the important here is being, the awareness. So what we call awareness is like sky. Thought, emotion, feeling is like cloud. They are not you. Now there comes and goes, bala 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 bala, yada 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 yada. So important, be with awareness. So this time we try to be awareness with our body sensation and the tightness or relax, right? Tight, okay? Relax, okay. Or you don't know, also okay. So whatever feeling, when you just be with that, so what we call, when you see the river, you're out of river, right? Isn't it? If you see the river, you're not in the river. If you fall in the river, you cannot see river. When you see the television, you are not in the television. Isn't it? So, vertical freedom. But still television continued. You are not in the television, you can watch television. Wow, nice. You are not in the river, but you can watch river. Oh, river is good. You can do some exercise while watching river. And if river become waterfall, even better, no? But if you're in the river, and the river become waterfall, big problem. Thank you.
So, Rinpoche, I was fortunate to meet you, I think, when you were 6 or 7 years old.
Yeah.
When you first came to Nepal. And for me, it was a very, it's very personal, but I remember I was sitting early morning in Khyentse Rinpoche's room. He was doing his prayer silently. Usually he doesn't speak before 9 o'clock in the morning. And I was doing my own prayers, half sleeping, half... and then there was a big room, and your uncle's, your elder brother's monastery. And then this very young person came at the door, and Khyentse Rinpoche normally doesn't speak. He says, "Get up! Don't you recognize your root teacher?" I went like, "Choo!" So since then, I was fortunate to be on and off with you. And then, as a nice preliminary for the book, I remember about 2 weeks before you disappeared, of course I didn't know, I came to see you in Bodh Gaya, and I just confided that, because there's so many things to do here and there, I told you, sometime, I wish I would take a train in India and get out in one of those tiny stations in the countryside, disappear in a hut, and just nobody knows where I am, nobody, etc. But I told you, it's quite difficult to get out of all these responsibilities. We have humanitarian projects, and you told me, no, very easy. Takes 1 day. And then we'd have known that 15 days later, Rinpoche disappeared. And for quite some time. So maybe for joy and the sake of those who have not fully finished your book today, as it just came out in French, could you tell us a little bit of the story, how you felt to prepare for that and how you decided to do it and the first few days? And then we will ask you a few questions about the actual journey and teaching that is all in the book.
So actually, I was inspired by there's a lot of life biography?
Life stories.
Life stories of what we call wandering meditators who go in the mountain. When I was young, my mom used to read those life stories. I was born in Nepal in the right middle of Himalaya mountain. And then it's quite cold up there, you know. And every night we will have hot soup, tukpa, what's called tukpa, you know. And after tukpa, we got together around the fire. And my mother read one of those books. And then sometime my grandma will cry. And I cry. And mom cry, you know. And we all cry. So I think there's a kind of like inspiration for me. So then I did the retreat, 3-year retreat when I was young. After that, I want to do some wandering retreat. Wandering retreat meaning not only one place. So you go to different place, special a lot of challenge in life. So, but delay until 2011. So then in 2011, I left my monastery in Bodh Gaya.
At night?
At night.
With fake key?
Key, yeah. I got the big lock. You can buy four keys, you know. So I keep one. Like 3 keys, I give it to others. So when the journey from my monastery to the Varanasi, the station was amazing. Normally, I never went outside alone by myself. You know, wherever I go, people do like this, you know. And I also do like this, you know. Sometimes I confuse, you know. Smile, and then nighttime pain here. So, suddenly, go out of my comfort zone. Not so easy. Although I prepare, you know, I'm going to do wandering retreat, so I will be, you know, face a lot of challenge situation in my life. But
when it happens.
Yeah, it happens, you know, kind of like naive. And a lot of neurosis there, you know, in the book.
Yes.
There's a blah, 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 yada, yada, yada.
Yes, well, Indian trains, for those who have never been, is quite something. I remember spending 2 days and 3 nights Indian train without reservation. So near the door, there's a place where you can put the luggage. So I managed at night to sort of bend into that. But second night, another guy went there. So I had to sit. So it is quite challenging. And so, of course, you are not used of people stamping over you and all these things.
Yeah. They normally people do like this, you know. In the train, nobody does that.
So in Banarasi, we said there are so many rats and pigeons, and there will be certainly different from a type of home of any I know before. Most of my friends don't live with rats and pigeons. So, well, that's certainly new. So, but then, you know, what is wonderful also in the book, that every step, you relate that with the teaching that you receive from your father, Yongey Rinpoche, and from your teacher, Sajid Rinpoche, and others, so that we follow both the outer journey, and it's quite eventful, with the inner journey. And it seems that you really look for maximum challenge and sort of difficult adverse circumstances to see how to overcome. And for many practitioners, they want their, of course, they should challenge themselves. Khyentse Rinpoche used to say it's very easy to be a good meditator when you sit in the sun with full belly, but when you're confronted with circumstances. So, but how much, we, beginner meditator, should push the bar into putting ourselves in challenging situations. I mean, in the past, also, they used to go to charnel grounds and at night where there's wild animals and so forth. There's a tiger around my hermitage in Nepal, so sometimes I hesitate to go to pee at night, but it's not too dangerous. So could you, give some kind of advice for, we normal practitioners?
Yeah, I think although for me, I leave the monastery to experience this by myself, but I think in the West, we have a lot of challenge. We don't need to go to the Himalaya mountain, look for tigers, I think. So the Bardo is kind of like transition moment. When you're 18 years old, you leave from your home, right? Good opportunity. There's a Bardo gap. When you're 25 years old, you move back to home also. Also gap. When you're looking for a new job, also great opportunity. When you lost job, also great opportunity. When you're starting new relationship, great opportunity. Break up, also great opportunity, I don't mean you should break up, okay. Don't try at home,
Yes.
But it naturally happens. These moments are the real moment for transformation. If you accept what we call let it go, accept, but don't give up. You can learn from there. You can grow from there. So all the great insight when we look at the life stories of the great person, or when you look at the history, a lot of insight comes when the gap, the unexpected surprise comes. So what the book in English is Dying Every Day.
Mm-hmm.
What is the title in French? Dying Every Day, what is this?
Actually, it says In Love with the World, but in French it's the same.
Sorry,
Maybe it's next book.
Yeah. The first, I thought that my book title is Dying Every Day. In Love with the also good.
Right. It's not a very big selling point.
Yeah.
In Love with the World is much better for marketing.
The publisher don't like.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So the main important point is actually we are dying every day. If we let ourselves die, then actually we can rebirth. That really we can live fully living. Yeah.
So one of my friends who just finished your book said, it seems that your all wandering retreat was a large-scale exercise in letting go of the self, of the ego. But it is incredibly difficult for most of us. So at the same time, in the book, you said we can have a healthy sense of self. So maybe could you explain the difference between being completely fooled by the sense of self and the grasping to self, and what could be a healthy sense of self when in Buddhist teaching we basically try to see the self as transparent?
Yeah. So normally what we call there's three sense of self. So unhealthy sense of self is like fixed mind. We don't want to let ourselves die. And then healthy sense of self is self which is open, self which is accepting change. So our life is like stock market, go up and down. So, stock market? Stock market go up and down, so this is why we make business, right? So if you buy €1, sell €1, there will be no business. So it's go up and down. So this is why we can make business. So our life is go up and down. So we can learn, we can grow. So the healthy sense of self is self which is open, flexible, and also is connected with the interdependent.
Interdependent.
Yes. So there's a sense of connection. Then there's a third sense of self, what we call luminous self, which is self beyond self.
Luminous what?
Luminous self.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So now, some of our teachers say that basically samsara can't be fixed.
Yeah.
If you hope that for samsara 2.0, a little bit improve, everything goes nice, basically we are sort of fooling ourselves.
Right.
It's like painting pink a crumbling wall. It's pointless. So, but at the same time, so you say basically, that is endless frustration, dissatisfaction, and you say somewhere that we still hope that something around the corner is close by will be real nice, satisfactory samsara. But then that can persist throughout our life.
Right.
So at the same time, most people live a normal life. They have ups and downs, joy and sorrows. So they also try to live a decent life, be a good person. So again, where we should place the bar in saying, okay, samsara is altogether we cannot fix. So we should completely get out of these worldly concerns. Otherwise, there's no way to freedom. So in fact, if you go in depth of the teaching, that's it. But there's no compromission in that.
Right.
But still, how the graded path to get to there,
Right.
and to live a good life compared to not living a good life,
Right.
how would you find a middle way, if there is any, or if it's just we are just fooling ourselves by thinking we can have a sort of satisfactory samsara?
Yeah. So I think if we understand the horizontal and the vertical, the special mind teaching, So what we call letting go, right? But letting go is not the giving up. So many people, when they hear about like meditation, think of nothing. So you let go of the bala 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 yada yada, and let go of grasping. So when I was young, one student asked my father. Student has the kind of like motorbike, and he can go into the Kathmandu. There's a Shivapur mountain.
Yeah, the forest of
Forest.
With sort of yes, a
Jumping.
rough road. I mean,
Yeah. No need to have real road.
yeah.
So then he said, he meditate, but then when he have space in between time, he jump into the mountain, go up and come down. Then he asked my father, I really want to simply become good meditator, but I have attached to this motorbike. And I want to get rid of my motorbike, but I cannot get rid of my motorbike because this is really
Fun.
important for me. What should I do? And my father said, walk with that desire. Welcome that desire. So actually, when we meditate, we listen to sound. You can use desire as object of meditation also. When you see that feeling of craving, it's like you're watching the river. When you see the river, you're not in the river, right? The awareness is bigger than craving. But craving still continued for a while. So that's the vertical liberation. So my father said that's important. Otherwise, the really meaning of get rid of attachment for the motorbike, it doesn't mean you have to sell motorbike or destroy the motorbike. Even you destroy a motorbike, if you not let go of the grasping, motorbike is in you, you know.
Reverse, maybe.
Become worse, yeah.
So, also very often in your teaching, you say that most beginners have a very naive idea of meditation. We expect that it's going to be so peaceful very soon. Then we start, and then first thing we report, there's more thought than usual, I'm not for me.
Right.
So is it because we sometimes become aware of the catastrophe that's going on inside?
Yeah.
So many people say, when I try to calm my mind, thoughts multiply. This is common experience. So then you describe different steps, with taking the image of the ocean. First, we are completely in the waves, and we hope the ocean is going to be like a mirror. Then we start to relate a little bit with the depth of the ocean, but still we thought waves are really annoying. Then more and more and more we come to be relating deeply with the luminous sort of depth.
Yeah.
So could you, take us through these different levels of awareness?
Yeah. So normally what we call awareness is like sky, and thought, emotion is like cloud. So maybe we can do one experiential practice. Can everybody raise your hand? Okay. How many of you know you're raising hand? If you know you're raising hand, shake your hand. Of course you know, right? Otherwise you cannot raise your hand. How many of you feel sensation in your hand? Cool sensation in your hand, shake your hand. So that is what we call awareness of cool sensation. And how many of you experience warm sensation in your hand? Shake your hand. That is awareness of warm sensation. And how many of you doesn't feel any sensation in your hand? Shake your hand. That is awareness of no sensation. Continue, raise your hand, okay? Continue. Now, how many of you have pain here? Shake your hand. So that is awareness of unpleasant sensation. Now you can put your hand down. Ooh, relief, no? So that is what we call awareness of pleasant sensation. So for the awareness, it doesn't matter. Cold, warm, no sensation. Pleasant, unpleasant, neutral, it doesn't matter. It's always there, awareness. Awareness is with the pleasant, with unpleasant. With neutral, with the panic. When I was young, I had panic attacks. If there's panic, there's awareness. If there's a peace, there's awareness. So it's like sky. No matter how much cloud comes, it doesn't change. So the important is to stay with the awareness. What we call the essence of meditation is to connect with awareness. It's not about get rid of thought. Not about looking for particular peace, joy, clarity experience. So these are what we call experience of meditation, not the essence. And also, if you connect with awareness, you can have thought. Fromage.
Fromage?
Fromage, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, fromage is the cheese, no?
Yes.
Yeah, cheese. In French, fromage. So when you listen to sound, you automatically recognize awareness now. because of the what we call view. I talk about the essence of awareness meditation. The motivation is I want to meditate with sound. Then when you listen to sound, become automatically connect with awareness through the sound. So then formation will come, sometime. If the formation comes, important is see whether you still remember the sound or not. If you still remember the sound, 2 formation, 3 formation, 10 formation, also okay. Welcome. But back to the sound again. Remember the sound. Remember the sound. So if you do like that, then slowly, what happens? Your mind becomes more open, more vast. Although the service level, there's a bala, yada, yada, you can have. No need to block them. And also cannot block. Right? Try. For 10 seconds, not allowed to think for much, okay? Now. Not for much. Don't think for much. How was it? More for much. So when I was young, I had panic. The main problem is panic or panic. No panic. No panic. Oh, panic coming. Ooh. You cannot stop thought. Impossible. And no need also. Thought is good, But important is be with awareness. So in the service, you can have bala, yada, yada. But then deeper level, there's awareness, love and compassion, and wisdom. In the end, luminous self, which is beyond subject and object. But beyond subject object doesn't mean you become like a zombie, I don't know who am I don't know who you are, Not like that. The grasping is lost. But then mind becomes more open.
So sometimes we say that we have a kind of glimpse or idea, we relate to this mindfulness behind the screen of thought. Now we know it's always there, no matter what, more or less thoughts. But in the beginning, there's an example in the Tibetan teaching, it's like looking at the sky through the eye of a needle. So it is the real sky, it is awareness, but it's still quite small and not very vast and not very deep. So, how does that sort of progression goes with the experience, with the teaching of a teacher and things like that?
Yeah, that's true. So although I told you, you all have awareness, right? How many of you believe? Raise your hand. How many of you not believe? Raise your hand. No problem, you don't believe. Raise your hand. How many of you not sure? So those of you believe, of course you have awareness. Those of you say, I don't believe. Who says you don't believe? Awareness. I don't believe awareness is awareness. Right? And those of you said not sure, The not sure is coming from awareness also. So whether you believe or not, doesn't matter. Awareness is like gravity, Whether you believe to gravity or not, it doesn't matter. Gravity is always there. So awareness is like that. But at the beginning, you don't feel. You hear this, you might feel, oh, nice idea, makes sense. Woohoo. But then when you listen to sound, I hate this, bala, 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 bala. I wish no, bala, 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 bala. I love to have pure concentration on the sound. The sound only comes a glimpse. You forget, or you lose focus. But then, important is back to awareness. Slowly, awareness become more salient, more clear. At the same time, you become more free, more happy, more open. So it takes some time. So what we call first is understanding level, then experiential level, then direct realization level. Traditional example is, first is learning moon from the book. So you have painting moon. It's not real moon, right? But still you can learn moon from the book. Ah, moon is like that. This is the color, this shape. So that's what we are now. Awareness. Learning awareness from the book. But then if you practice again, then you get experience. So that's what we call seeing moon reflection in the water. Can you hear me? Yeah. So experiential level, a lot of flavor. Wow. Peace. Still up and down. And the last is direct realization level. So you see the Krista moon? Crescent.
Huh?
Crescent moon.
Oh, the crescent, yes.
Yeah, crescent moon. Tiny moon. That's a direct, but still have to develop, until full moon.
Yes. So there's one sentence that, 2 days ago I was in London and there was a big advertisement. All emotions for 50% less. I think it was a spa or something. So
50% less.
50% cheaper.
Cheaper.
You get all emotions.
Discount.
Yes, discount. So now in your book you says that, it is quite puzzling. If the point of meditation was simply to get rid of negative emotion, I will not be interested in practicing at all. So it seems quite nice to get rid of negative emotion, so why am I not interested?
Yeah. I think when we suffer, we look for the opposite, right? But then what happened? We create another problem. So become dog chasing tail. Circle, circle. So actually, for the awareness, you don't have to do anything. Don't look for freedom. Don't block suffering. Just be with awareness. Suffering is awareness. Freedom is awareness. When you be with awareness, then the real freedom comes. What we call the lasting happiness. Otherwise, the happiness become like stock market, go up and down. So, when there's a emotion, okay. No emotion, okay. So eventually, the craving, aversion of the emotion will disappear. So when I was young, I had panic attacks. I had panic attacks when I was 7, 8 years old. So I was trying to get rid of my panic. And I hike mountain, We have beautiful mountains. I go all the way up top of the mountain. Panic follow me there. I thought maybe I will go down in the valley. We have river, forest. So I go down into the valley. Panic follow me there. And then nearby my house we have caves. Cave, I go inside the cave. Panic follow me there. So I was not happy. Cannot sleep. Feeling like I cannot breathe, And I discussed this with my mom. My mom said, "Oh, you should learn meditation from my father." That time I was 9 years old. I was very shy to ask my father. Maybe my father said, "You're too young, or you're stupid. Now you cannot learn meditation." But then my mom asked my father without my permission. And one day my father said, "You want to learn meditation, right?" I said, "Yes." "But who told you, So your mom did. So then I learned meditation. So what my father teach me is listen to sound, watch a breath. Very boring. So I listen to sound. I thought I meditate for 10, 20, 30 minutes. Actually, so only 5 minutes. And I thought, I want to free my panic. This technique is stupid, Listen to sound, listen to sound, listen to sound. What is listening to sound to do with my panic, It's kind of like talking different direction. And not only that, my father said, don't block panic, welcome panic. I don't like panic. Why I welcome this panic? I wish panic go away, But when I listen to sound or watch my breath, it helps. I was quite happy. And when I am a little bit happy, I forget meditation and panic come back in. So then I try to fight with the panic. I shared this, my father said, don't fight with the panic, welcome panic. Then I try to change, makes sense. I should welcome to my panic. So then I begin to change. I say, hello, panic, welcome. If I say welcome, then you will not come back again, right? Same motivation again, dog chasing tail, But even that helps. Just fake welcoming, Although it's not real welcome. But that fake welcome also really helps. Then when I was 13 years old, I went to India, Shrubling Monastery. There's a traditional 3-year retreat going to start. And one of my root guru, Bajadara Taisitu Rinpoche, I asked him to give permission to enter retreat, and he kindly accepted. I was very happy. I thought, now we'll not be lazy. Retreat for 3 years, Not lazy. And I went to retreat. What happened? First month, very good. Not lazy. Second month, lazy came into my retreat without my permission. So now, not only that, my laziness and my panic, they too become good friends. So, more panic. So then I thought, what should I do? 3 years, it's just first month. So should I leave the retreat or continue to stay? If I leave, I feel embarrassed, I told everybody, although I'm young, I can do this 3-year retreat. So I don't want to lose my face. But if I stay, 3 years, panic is now become very strong. Then I thought, now maybe I should learn how to live with the panic, how to stay with the panic. There's a lot of techniques I learned. Like now we listen to sound, right? And sound become object for meditation. You can do something. You watch the panic. A lot of sensation in your body. And this sensation become object of your meditation, friend of your meditation. So you are kind of making friends with the panic. So then I decided to learn how to live with my panic, not get rid of my panic, and not go outside retreat, continue to stay, but stay with the panic. And actually, after a few weeks later, I begin to like my panic. It doesn't matter, panic comes. Now my heartbeat, I cannot breathe. Sensation. Go all over the body, into the skins. And there's a frightened image come. There's a bala, 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 yada, yada. There's a belief inside. Hello. So when the panic comes, symptoms are still there. But the fear, the resistance is gone. But plus quite exciting, Again, you see I don't have real heart attack, but I feel like I'm having heart attack, I'm having feeling like I'm heart attack. So then, me and my panic become very good friend. I love panic. I hope panic loves me back also. But then something bad thing happened. Not the good ending. I don't know, should I tell? No?
Yes, please.
Should I tell you?
Please.
Yeah. Do you want to know? How many of you want to know? Okay. So not the good ending is when me and my panic become very good friend, Panic doesn't have good heart. Panic say bye-bye. Gone. I miss my friend, you know. Me and panic break up. So after that, I don't have the real panic. But of course, life is full of problems, right? So I can find another friend in my life.
And Tibetan sort of teaching on meditation, there is a term that is quite important that Machopa. That is sometimes we translate simplicity,
Yeah.
sometimes uncontrived, sometimes not sort of try to change what is there. And so all those terms sort of give different aspect of that state of living things as they are. So how you relate that to what you just mentioned?
Yeah. Uncontrived. I think this is really important. For now, what we learn this meditation, let's say sound. You just remember the sound, right? And the formage, the cheese comes, okay. You're not blocking cheese. Cheese is just example, okay? Maybe you just break up and you're thinking about that also. Maybe you have panic. Maybe you have worry about to-do list. Do you have to-do list? How many of you have? Oh, everybody has. Oops, I forget. When you not meditate, you not forget. And when you meditate, suddenly remember, oops. So, all these are the formage category, you know. Let them come. But the important is, oh, I still hear the sound. If you still hear the sound, you're okay. So don't get lost. Uncontrived, meaning not block thought, emotion. And don't look for peace, calm, joy also, right? What is the essence of meditation? Awareness, yeah. So essence of meditation is awareness, not the joy, not the calm, not the peace, not the strong concentration. All these are the experience of meditation. When you look for strong concentration, not easy to get strong concentration. When you look for peace, peace experience will say, I'm busy. You have to make appointment first, you know. But when you say, don't care about peace, and the peace experience will say, I'm quite free actually. If you need, I can come. So, uncontrived, meaning peace okay, not peace okay. But back to awareness. Awareness is the important. So essence of meditation is awareness. So then this has become really non-judgmental, right? When you say, don't judge, oh, this is non-judgmental meditation. Don't judge again. That means you're judging, right? When you allow to judge, then you're not judging. So, uncontrived.
Mm-hmm. So, in Buddha's teaching, we say we should, as basis, acknowledge the Buddha nature, because without that, it's hopeless. I mean, it's like trying to wash a piece of charcoal for 100 years. It's not going to shine like gold. But it may seem quite theoretical for most of us. So how can we experientially have a glimpse that there is such a thing? What are the signs that we can see in our experience that there could be something like that to acknowledge the Buddha nature?
Yeah. So what we call Buddha nature, meaning our fundamental nature, our basic innate goodness. So the name of that is Buddha nature, enlightened nature, our true nature, basic goodness, Dharma Kaya, so many names. So you all have this wonderful nature, all of you, isn't it? Everybody is unique. everybody has talents. And all of you have awareness for sure. Whether you believe or not, awareness is like gravity, right? So that is a part of our basic, the Buddha nature quality. All of you have love and compassion. So normally I have this course, the course called Joy of Living course. Joy of Living 1, 2, 3. So level 1, introduce about awareness. Level 2, introduce about love and compassion. So love and compassion, which is with us all the time, even when you are angry. Do you believe that? No, right? But when you discover it, you will believe. This is secret now, And then wisdom, level 2. Level 3, about the wisdom. So all these are our innate quality. There's example, the traditional example is the bird nest. Sometimes the bird go away. No matter how the bird go away, in the end, want to return to the nest, right? Why? The nest is the real home for the bird. So for us, all of us, we have feeling of longing. There's something about the question, what is the meaning of life? What is sense of purpose? What is all this about? There's something missing. Whatever you achieve, material-wise, it will not satisfy. Right? So this is a sign of Buddha nature. And that is the love and compassion. And I already discussed about the awareness, right? Isn't it? Maybe I will do the examination. So today, if I cannot go through all three, it's okay. We focus more about awareness. So now I will do the examination of awareness, okay? So this is you will not going to fail because examination of awareness. So whatever you think, you just give answer, okay? Whether whatever you feel, right, wrong, confused, not confused, doesn't matter. Whatever you feel, you give answer. So the question, there's 3 questions. So the first is, how many of you now recognize awareness? Raise your hand. And on the internet, I cannot see, And how many of you think not recognize awareness? Raise your hand. Nobody here? Okay. How many of you not sure? Maybe yes, maybe no. Raise your hand. Okay. So, actually, should I tell you the result? Actually, all of you are passed. Congratulations. And do you know why all of you are passed? You know? Why? Same thing. It's awareness. So those of you, yes, I recognize awareness. Of course, you recognize. Those of you, I'm not recognized. Do you know you're not recognized? If you know you're not recognized, that is awareness. Right? And those of you not sure, maybe I recognize, maybe I'm not recognized. If you know you're not sure, that is awareness. So see, awareness always there, right? So not only awareness, love and compassion also. The wisdom also. Much more there's also.
So, often in the teaching it speaks of natural state, nature of mind. And for many people, what is natural is all this hope and fear and confused mind. So like more what we call ordinary mind in the sense of, the ordinary construction and fabrication of the mind. So near the end of the book, you said that you have confidence that with daily recognition of the seed of wisdom, each of us will eventually arrive at the understanding of deathless awareness, because it's none other than our natural state. So some people say, well, this doesn't look like my natural state, so how is it so natural if we cannot really, most of us cannot recognize that?
Yeah, so that's the problem.
Yes.
What is this? Watch, right? What is the main quality of watch? Huh? Tells time. This is a very expensive watch, you know. Do you know how much this one? 20,000 euro. No. Maybe 20 euro. But this is a very good watch. It is a, tells time. Waterproof also. So, let's say if you have the best watch in the world, many people say Rolex, right? Diamond combination with the golden. But there's one problem. Do you want to know the problem? The problem is you don't know it is watch. You thought it's like bracelet, So then you cannot, when you not recognize your own watch, can watch tell you time? Yes or no? Cannot tell you time, isn't it? Even the best watch in the world cannot tell you time. So same thing, awareness, love and compassion, wisdom. This like watch. And we all have, but we are not recognized. So when we are not recognized, then for us, normal mind means bala, 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 yada, 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 yada. We only see the service. We only see the cloud. We don't see sky. But then when you connect with the awareness, you will see sky, right? And you don't care about the cloud. Cloud is good. If you don't have cloud and no rain for a long time, what will happen? Big problem, no? So sometimes you need rain, sometimes you need cloud, sometimes you need storm. That's a part of nature. But the important is whether you lost into the cloud or not. That is the issue. It's not the issue about the cloud. The issue about you're lost in the cloud, problem. You stay with the sky, freedom. The real freedom. So if that way, then the aversion, craving, automatically doesn't have walk. But it doesn't mean no aversion, no craving. You don't know what is foremost. Is it camel or what is the difference between camel and what? Kriya? Huh?
Gruyère. Gruyère.
Kriya.
Yes.
Yeah, Kriya. So non-conceptual, for me is same with the camel and Kriya. Not like that. But you see things clear, but there's no fix.
No fixation. Yeah.
No fixation.
No, of course, one of the most profound and enlightening and puzzling and amazing part of the book is when we have what in the West some people call near-death experience, but in your case, you actually were lucid through all the steps of the various stages of dissolution and somehow came back. So, maybe you could tell us a few things, because that's also opened so many fountain of realization and love, unconditional love. So could you share with us directly that journey in Kushanagar?
Oh, yeah. They read books,
Not yet. They haven't read the book yet, so.
Pardon?
They have not read the book yet.
So, my story continued. So I came from Bodh Gaya to Varanasi train station. And the Varanasi train station that time is one of the worst train stations in India. But now is quite good. They remodel everything. So now if you go there, you will not see same as in my book. But so I stay on the ground, on the train station platform, on the ground. Many people there on the ground, and being on the ground is okay, but the feeling embarrassment. I never stay like that on the ground by myself. Nobody does that also. And there's some police there. I thought, oh, they're looking at me. And I stay until evening. Then I cannot stay. I have few thousand rupees, so I book one kind of a dormitory up there. And I stay in the bed, feeling very nice. So I did a lot of practice in that night. Try to let go of me. So then, eventually I bought one map, small book, map of India. So there's a holy place that I can find nearby. All the important landmarks are there. So then eventually I went to Kushinagar. Then
that's the place where the Buddha passed away. Yes.
Yeah, the place where Buddha passed away.
Yes.
And that place, there's one guest house. The Dharamsala guest house. So I stay there. Three weeks later, all my money is finished. So then I bake the food. There's a poison. Food has not good, poison. So diarrhea.
It was the leftover of the restaurant late at night when they scrap all the things.
Yeah,
Yes.
you know better than me.
It's for the sake of
Leftover food, yeah.
feeling how good was it. And you said it was delicious because you were so hungry.
Yeah, whole morning, whole day no food. Tastes really good. Baked food, leftover food, in the evening. Daytime they don't give. The evening they say come back. So then around 1 or 2 o'clock, lot of discussion in my stomach.
And you were sleeping outside in the...
That time I'm still outside.
Yes.
On the street. Yeah. Wow, then I have to go to use restroom, There is no particular restroom. Everywhere is restroom. Dogs chase after me, Daytime, dogs.
Yes.
Me
yes.
and dogs are friends.
Yes.
At nighttime,
No.
we become enemy. Continued like that for 5 days. Then a lot of weak. In the end, I cannot move. For a few hours, I thought, oh, should I back to my monastery, Why I'm here? The street is very dirty. Maybe I'm going to die. But then I just let it be. When I decide to let it be, I feel quite happy. But that evening, then my body become paralyzed, cannot see, the sense of it dissolve. And I had this experience of what we have this death and dying meditation. In that instruction, there's a detailed kind of explanation about when you die, what you will experience. Dissolution of element, falling, melt or floating, burning, blown away, dark. Then in the end, feeling like almost become unconscious.
On what?
Unconscious.
Yes.
So I remain in awareness, all this process. But the deeper level awareness become more clear. Although I cannot see, cannot hear, eventually my body become paralyzed. Then in the end, nothing, dark. Almost become unconscious. And suddenly, completely open and present. Feeling of so peaceful. There's no thought. Like normally when we think about formage, so your mind go there and formage come, and it is a kind of like narrow one direction, right? In that moment, in that situation, there's no front and back. Not thinking also. It's formage appear in the, like when you go to the mountain, there's a lake, right? In the lake, entire valley reflect in the lake, right? Lake doesn't go out. So everything knows everything, what's going on. But not the word, not the bala 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 yada yada, no time, no there and here. But so peaceful, joyful. It's open up, expanding, expanding. So I was there in that state for a few hours. Very happy. Then morning, feeling like, oh, this is not the end. So that feeling becomes stronger, stronger, stronger. Then I feel my body. And slowly, slowly, then I can hear, I can see, I try to move. So slowly, slowly. Wow. Now street become wonderful. While I'm gone, someone came and they did remodel everything. The street become new street. No, I'm just kidding. My perception changed. So now I feel like street become like my home. There's a tree in front of me. When I look at the tree, trees become so nice. The leaves are shining. Wind blows to my face, blissful, joyful. The feeling of unsafe is gone. So before I have this feeling, this is street, dirty, why I come here? I'm not belong here. All these are gone. It's like my home. So happy, like appreciation. Just alive, happy to be alive. So then I feel thirsty, I want to, there's pump water. I want to drink that water. So I shaky, try to do a few steps and look for the water, and I become unconscious. And someone took me in the hospital. So I woke up. There's a, what do you call it?
Perfusion.
Perfusion?
Yes, perfusion. This
French
drip,
or English?
This drip. That is English also.
English?
Yeah.
Perfusion?
What do you call it? IV, yes.
IV? IV, yeah.
Intravenous perfusion, yes.
India, what do you call glucose?
Glucose is what they put inside.
So, big one, Then I stay there one night and I come out.
So, one of the main things besides this clarity, everything being sort of looks so fresh and beautiful, is you mentioned again and again this kind of incredible feeling of unconditional love. So how does that relate to also this kind of freedom and seeing the world in different way?
So unconditional love actually with us all the time. That's the next topic, right? Do you want to know that or no?
Yes.
How many of you want to know unconditional love? Raise your hand. Or how many of you think I will teach next time? You don't want to teach me now or next time? You don't want me to teach next time? Raise your hand.
Well, you can continue next time.
Okay. So unconditional love and compassion already introduced. Finish. Understand or no? Yes? No? I ask you, how many of you want me to introduce? That is come from love. Right? You don't want me to introduce next time. You don't want that. That is coming from compassion. So the love is looking for happiness, looking for sense of meaning, looking for nice virtue, sense of purpose. So that is love. So something nice to you, happiness to you, friends, family, for others. Compassion is don't want to have suffer. So this innate feeling is with us all the time. no matter where you are, isn't it? I see now all of you having that feeling. So you all look like this. And another person comes like that back of head in front of you. Again, oh, suffering. Happiness, oh. Suffering again. Happiness. Each movement of your body is looking for happiness, isn't it? Some of you sit like this. If you sit this a long time, cause of suffering. Happiness again. But the long time like that, cause of suffering. Another happiness. So each movement of your body is looking for happiness. Each eyes blink, also looking for happiness. Each breath is looking for happiness, isn't it? If you don't blink your eyes, stay like that, cause of suffering. Happiness. 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 So this feeling is actually essence of all the thought, emotion. Every movement in your mind is also manifestation of love and compassion. But we don't know. The best watch in the world, if you not recognize our own watch cannot tell you time. So this genuine love and compassion that exists within all of us, we need to recognize. We need to connect with that one. Same like awareness. So once you connect with that one, then it's there with you. You don't have to create it. You just need to recognize. You have to reconnect with that one. Then all this emotion, bala bala, yada yada, everything melts, dissolve into that love and compassion. So that's the unconditional.
But, when you say that we all look for happiness even when we blink our eye, some people also look for happiness just to feel good themselves. So it's not obvious, I think, for most of beginners like us, the relation between that deep longing for happiness and unconditional love. So how you explain that relation?
So, three self, right? Unhealthy sense of self, healthy sense of self, luminous self. So the luminous self is the genuine awareness, unconditional love and compassion, the non-conceptual wisdom. So that's the essence, the luminous self. And that manifests and filtered by simple layers of concept. So that's the healthy sense of self. Compassion is subject and object, right? The normal compassion. I want them to be happy. Them want to free from suffering. That's subject and object. Life is changed, impermanent, like stock market. Also subject and object. Second layer. Not the luminous, but healthy. Right? Then another layer, which is unhealthy sense of self, which is self with a fixed mind. Don't want to let yourself die. Permanent. Singularity. Number one. I want to be number one. What about me? What about me? Don't care about others. So that is the unhealthy sense of self. But all this is basically coming from the innate quality. So this unhealthy is not real. It's just false belief. The true in the relative level is healthy sense of self. Right? So that is real. So connection, change, pieces. Then more deeper level luminous. But all these are just one. When you recognize watch, for you is watch. When you not recognize watch, for you is not watch. Watch doesn't change. The recognition change.
So maybe one last question is about impermanence. You speak a lot of impermanence in the book. And of course, there are gross level of impermanence, subtle level of impermanence. There's impermanence of grasping to self and so forth. But for many people, situations, we know that this is impermanent, but anyway, we use it throughout our life. The watch is useful for some time. So how much we should try to be aware of every single instant of impermanence, and how does that help for improving our practice? Or is it necessary to be so always acutely aware of everything?
If you too much control impermanent, also too much contrive, right? So the Bardo, meaning let go, but don't give up. In between that is the Bardo, the vertical Bardo. Horizontal Bardo, vertical Bardo. So accept life is like impermanent. Life is like stock market, up and down. Up and down is good. Dramatic, right? Colorful up and down. We learn from there. We grow from there. General idea is really important. But only that sometimes doesn't help. We need to meditate on that. So meditation is when you listen to sound, you listen to the changing. The sound has beginning and the end. It never stays, isn't it? Even if you hear word fromage, first the fromage. Yeah?
Yeah.
So it changes from for to ma, then sh, fromage. Remember about this? So beginning, changing, getting close to the end. Cannot cross same river twice, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah? Sound also like that. Breath also like that. Body also like that. All phenomena like that. So you have to see and accept that. When you accept that, you're letting yourself die. If you know how to die yourself, best. Actually, you are rebirth. The company who don't want to die, the old concept, then company will die soon. The company who knows how to die will live long. Isn't it? More innovation, more adapting the situation, more let go of all this concept. You transform, live long. The company who hold all fixed mind, die soon. Relationship also. Explore, learn each other, do something new, longer. Study also. You need to learn, you have to let go a little bit, you have to learn, let go. Job, everything. So, die, but grow.
So maybe one last advice for, most people, at least here in Paris, live in quite busy lives, and they also have an aspiration for practice, for meditation, to having a good life, a meaningful life. So, of course, all this teaching is about that also, and the joy of living is about that, the program. But, a parting advice for tonight, if you could kindly give.
From that journey, one of the benefit for me is appreciation, gratitude. So, actually, we all have this wonderful nature, awareness, compassion, wisdom, and everybody has skills, different skills. So, very important to appreciate that, okay? And Of course, then at the same time, life is up and down. That's okay. That's the color of life. Wonderful, colorful. Don't give up. Continue to connect with your awareness, compassion, and wisdom. Continue to grow. Oh, yeah. Thank you.
So, Rinpoche, also you have been involved in the research with science. You kindly accepted to be advisor for the contemplative side of the Mind and Life Institute. So for those who might be interested to learn more about this issue, we have a European Symposium of Mind and Life Europe on October 25, 6 and 7 in Munich. So that's something that you could explore. And Rinpoche, we hope very much that you will grace our capital more and more times, that we can continue to benefit from your teachings. Otherwise, we'll go and find you somewhere. Maybe in Kushanagar railway station. So thank you so much, Rinpoche.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Matthieu. Thank you. Now I think I'm going to sign the book, so not much time to write the name, especially the foreign, the spelling always confused. So if you really want to write your name, you can write, and I can sign,
Yes.
Et, sorry, I've just been asked, je peux le dire en français, pour les gens qui sont ici, qui ont un casque, veuillez les redonner à la sortie. Merci bien. And thank you again very much for your time, Rinpoche and Matthieu. Ok, on m'a demandé aussi que pour la signature, veuillez s'il vous plaît ne présenter qu'un seul livre pour des raisons de temps. Merci beaucoup. Pardon ? C'est vers la sortie un peu plus haut. Voilà.
Escalations.